it. Just give it a try.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Downtime with Downstar. I'm your host, Alex Johnson, a.k.a. Alex from In and Out. Here with my guest today, Frank Downstar. How's it going, Frank?
It's great, man. Episode 194. Dude, you're a professional
194, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you haven't been on for almost 50 episodes.
Is it? Dude, I was going to say 25, and then I was like, 25, that math doesn't add up.
Dude, 50 episodes since the last time you've been on. Almost, 46. But I was looking, and 51 was our first sponsor ever.
Oh, there you go.
That was the first episode that we ever got a sponsor, and that's with Heel Toe Automotive, and they've been around as a sponsor for 50 whatever episode, 40
there
46 episodes, dude.
There you go.
Fuck, crazy. Sick. Man. And then
and now we have a new sponsor.
We just got a new sponsor, Rywire Motorsport Electronics, man. That's awesome, dude. And I'm working on a couple other sponsors. We're gonna cap it at 4, but
sick.
It's exciting, man. It's bringing a new
era.
New era, bro. Definitely. It's I think by 200 we're gonna be lit.
Yeah, dude. That's gonna be in like less than a month from now.
Yeah, dude.
3 weeks.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, because each month we're doing 8 episodes.
Yeah.
So we're cooking,
yeah,
bro.
Right.
It was like 2 weeks.
You have anything planned for the 200th?
I don't, man. I don't.
You did. It was with Ash and Christian for 100, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ash and Christian for 100. I would like to do a big episode for 200.
Yeah.
But there's really nobody that... Well, I don't want to say there's nobody.
Yeah.
But there's a few people that I want to talk to. But
yeah.
All right. Look at it like this, right? I watched the No Jumper podcast with Adam 22 all the time. So he always talks about that he started the podcast and he would do like have BMX riders on and things like that, right?
Yeah.
But his pod didn't get lit until he had Xavier Wolf on there.
Yeah.
Because that gave him a whole new demographic of crowd. So I'm just thinking one of two ways. One day somebody's going to come on the podcast and it's just going to get so many eyes and then people are going to check back catalog and then it's going to grow from there. Or what I'm really banking on is just the consistency of it. But there's some podcasts that I would like to have when the podcast is a little bigger than it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because even though they would be big right now, in the future they would have a lot more impact.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that's my that's kind of my plan for it, is just to keep feeding the machine, man. So I'm on my hustle, bro. But maybe we got to see when it would fall on. Maybe episode 200 could be your farewell episode.
Dang,
bro.
right? Well, what's that? That's only in 3 weeks, huh?
Yeah.
I'll be here in 3 weeks still.
Yeah.
But
so let's talk about it, bro.
You want to get into that?
Yeah, you fucked up somebody's order and you're out of here.
Pretty much. One too many bolts. It's like, oh, all right, you're out.
Hey, we run a tight ship over here, bro.
Right?
Well, yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah. So I've been going to community college here for the past 2 years after I got out of high school. And so I'm going to be transferring this fall to UC San Diego.
Yeah.
And I'm doing mechanical engineering there. And so if COVID wasn't going on, I'd be like 100% going down there this fall and like starting classes there and everything. I actually already took an online class from them over the summer.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, I'm there, cool. But since of COVID and everything, most of the classes are like online or like mostly online classes. Just kind of depends like on what class it is. Like, oh, this one you need to be in the lab to like do whatever.
Gotcha,
so that's some of those are like not online all the way. But for the most part, like all the lectures and stuff are just straight online on Zoom or whatever. So normally, what am I trying to say? Normally, if there's no online classes, there's no COVID, whatever, and you're going to stay on campus, like in the dorms, which is what I was going to do. Yeah. You have to pay for a whole year, right?
Gotcha.
You're locked into the housing for a year, like kind of like a lease or whatever it would be. So then all the classes went online, and it's like, well, do I still have to pay for a whole year? Because it doesn't make sense to move down there if it's going to be online. Yeah. Because it's just, you just be like sitting in your room on your laptop. You know what I mean? There's not really any point in moving everything down there, paying to live there, all that, when you can just live at home and go online.
To a dorm.
To a dorm. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah. So even, moving all your stuff down there, living there, paying to eat, live, whatever. You know, just to sit in your room all day on a computer.
Yeah.
Because all your classes are online.
And some whack ass little room too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever been to a dorm.
Yeah,
bro, they're whack.
They're like this size right here.
Yeah, with the walls are all cement.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah,
like,
you live in like a prison.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the debate was because like, well, if we have to pay for a whole year of dorm housing, you may as well go down there because you're already paying for it. There's no point in like living here if you're paying for it down there, you know. But if then they were talking like, oh, maybe we'll change the rules so you don't have to pay for a whole year.
Yeah.
So basically, if you right now that what they told us everybody is like, if you pay for a whole year, you're like guaranteed a spot in the dorms or whatever because they have like limited number or whatever. But if you don't want to live on campus, then you can get like put on like the wait list or whatever, and like you have a really good chance, but you're not like guaranteed a dorm in the winter or spring whenever you come back. So basically what I think we're gonna do, we haven't like finalized it yet, because you need to like do all the paperwork and stuff, is I'm probably not gonna go down there for like the fall quarter and just go online at home.
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully if everything's cool in the winter, I'll go down there like after New Year's, I think is when the next quarter is. But if it's still the same thing as right now and it's all online, then it's still like, well, there's no point in going down there still, you know? So we're kind of playing it by ear.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily they changed the rules enough so we don't have to pay for a whole year just to like not go down there or something, you know? But as of right now, all the classes I'm taking this semester are online. So it's like, there's not really any point in going down there.
Got you.
Which it sucks because it's like,
yeah,
I've been working to go do something, you know, for a long time, but that's where we're at right now.
Well, that's a huge step in your life, man.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you, bro.
Thank you, dude.
That's awesome. You're a super hard worker, and I've seen it ever since you've started here.
Thank you.
And it's only the natural progression that you just move on. And you know, we've been having this conversation for over a year now.
Yeah, right.
You know, I said, bro, whatever you want to do with your life, I'm with it. Just give me enough notice, and let's plan it out. Let's plan out what we need to do.
And we just
hung up.
the customer.
Somebody just called us. I just hung up on him. But I'm gonna go turn that volume down real quick.
Hey,
my bad.
Talk to the sponsors real quick.
Yeah. I'll talk to the sponsors. Yeah, speaking of the sponsors, man. Sorry guys, we have the our Google phone number hooked up to the computer, and we like to listen to the computer at like the ridiculously highest volume ever. So when you're
that's not me.
That's me, because I'm half deaf already. But you know what, dude? I don't know if you guys always listen to the podcast, but maybe you hear some squeaking. I just realized what it was. This little like back pad, like the leather rubs against the other leather, and it just sounds like your grandma's old couch and with like the plastic on it.
And you've been hearing it for like months. You're like, what is that noise?
I've been hearing it for 194 episodes.
You keep texting us like, can you guys be quiet out there? I keep hearing something.
And it was me, man.
So that's like I have these Converse, and I put like insoles in them, so they have some arch support and stuff because I stand all day.
Yeah.
And I put them in, and then I was walking through the library one time at school like 6 months ago, and there was like a squeaking noise, and I'm like, what is that? And then I stop and I don't hear it. I start walking. I'm like, is it like, because I've never had Converse before. I'm like, are these shoes just squeaky?
Yeah.
And then I took the insoles out, and they didn't squeak. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do now? So I still have them in, and like sometimes I'll be walking through the shop with my music pods or whatever, and I just hear, it's like that SpongeBob episode where he has the boots and they're just squeaking all back. Yeah. It's bad.
I've heard them before. I've heard you squeaking around.
Yeah, right. And like now RC's here, and I'll be like, dang, I wonder if he thinks about how loud these shoes are squeaking. Like, I'll just walk around him, like, and he's like, he doesn't say anything, but I'm like, dude, I know he's thinking about it.
Sounds like Pac-Man, dude. But yeah, speaking of RC, man, I'd like to welcome RC to the family.
Yeah, right.
Super excited about that, man. If you guys aren't familiar, RC from RC's Garage, he was in Phoenix, and now he's here.
Yeah, well, he said he's lived in Phoenix for what, 35 years? His
whole life, dude. Yeah. So I feel bad for him, man. He's like a sheltered dog, dude. He comes here and he's just like, oh my God, you guys have the nicest weather.
Yeah,
like,
right.
It's because you lived in the oven for your whole life, bro. Like, this is normal world.
Right? He kept going. He's like, dude, I can't believe. He's like, it's only 70 degrees right now in the morning. He's like, dude, it'd be like 100 already in Phoenix.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
Every time I talk to him, bro, he just makes me so jazzed on everyday life. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is cool. Do you do that? I guess so.
It's kind of a cool perspective to have, too, because then it's like, we just take it for granted every day. It's like, oh, the weather, you know?
Definitely.
But we don't even think about how it could be, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely, man. So RC from RC's Garage is helping us out here at the shop, which is awesome, man.
Yep.
He's actually done a lot from the little time that he's been here.
Right.
Yeah, dude. So let's go over what we've done to the shop lately.
Right. Well, so first, before we even started with the shop, you guys started on the Heavy in the Streets Civic.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he got here and he's like, he likes to build cars. That's his jam. So he was like, I want to get work on this car like ASAP. So we swapped over all the parts and everything. We had like a bunch of stuff we were just combining. I helped him a little bit, swap over bolts and valve covers and this and that. And then he ended up getting the engine in the car. So now it's like almost ready to go. It's like you can see it coming together, which is super cool because I haven't even seen that car together since I've been working here.
Really?
I don't think so.
Shit.
Oh, actually, we drove it. We didn't drive it anywhere, but it was in the trailer for a long time or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never seen it like driven anywhere.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, so now it just needs like, I think you said it needs like the radiator and like the fuel or something.
Yeah.
And a couple little things and that's it.
Yeah. So with that car, like if you guys been following, we actually got a new pink color because before we had like a baby pink, kind of like your t-shirt,
like a pastel pink.
Yeah. So we had that color and it was cool, but that's all we had available.
Yeah.
But then we ended up getting like a hot pink, and that hot pink just brought that car to life again, dude. It looks so good.
It looks like how it should have looked.
Definitely.
Originally.
Yeah, definitely. So we actually switched over the anodizing to the new pink, and then we actually put a new motor in there as well. Yeah. So it's a whole new motor trans setup. There's going to be little subtle changes here and there to it, but I don't even know what we're really going to do with it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about like the end result, what it's going to look like, what wheels, what stands, what we're really going to do with it, you know? So that's pretty exciting because, I mean, you know, we really don't have any time to work on cars here before RC was here.
Yeah.
So it kind of feels like we're getting back into the fun of things.
Yeah, like back to normal almost because I think we talked about it probably last time, but right when COVID started, it got super busy here.
Yeah.
So for the last couple months, we haven't even had time to do anything, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely, man. And we've just been running into so many issues such as, you know, like parts taking longer to come in.
Yeah.
You know, just being bombarded with double the orders each month.
Yeah.
With the same staff. It's just you and I.
Yeah.
You know, and you're still doing school and things like that. But it looks like we've did a pretty good job at it, man.
Yeah, I think we did better than we could have done. Like, consider, because it was like Black Friday, but all month. And usually Black Friday, we like, all right, let's plan out Black Friday for a month before Black Friday.
Yeah, but so when COVID actually did hit, it really didn't register to me that this was going to be a big sale for us.
Yeah.
And, you know, I kind of thought of it a little bit when people were going to get their tax money because it was around the same time.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking like, well, if people get their tax money, this is a weird time right now. They're probably just going to be saving it.
That's what I would have. That's what I've been doing. That's what I would do.
Yeah, me too. But then, you know, realistically, our demographic is not the most responsible of people, and that's kind of the reason why I love being like a Honda enthusiast because I remember those days.
Yeah,
nothing really mattered to me. You know, I didn't worry about like a house or you know, bills or anything like that. You're talking a cell phone, gas, insurance, and that's it.
Yeah,
you know, because if you live at home, which most younger enthusiasts do, all your money is just gonna go to your car. And then you start getting $600 more a check. Fuck. I
know. I was saying you should have put me on unemployment. I was making less here. I was like, come on, man.
But it's about to pop soon, bro.
Yeah,
the bubble's about to pop.
I was saying it was a Band-Aid. In my opinion, it was a Band-Aid for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't just give everybody $1 bajillion and just think it's all gonna go away. But
yeah, and you know what this is gonna teach people as well is that you always wish that you had so much amount of money.
Yeah.
But even if you had that amount of money, if you don't have the mentality to be able to like navigate through that.
Yeah.
dude, you're gonna fucking blow it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that a lot of people listening right now, they're probably looking at themselves like, fuck, I just blew everything.
Yeah, well, I saw a thing that somebody was saying like, oh, everyone's complaining that the X dollars from the government's gonna run out soon, and they totaled it out, and they're like, if you saved like even a quarter of it for however long it was going on, you could have like 1,000, 10,000, whatever it was dollars right now. But just people don't think about it in the beginning. How the long run's gonna play out.
Yeah, there's one point when you're saving money. I remember when I used to just have money from working at Best Buy and then just hustling.
Yeah.
I would always have maybe like 3,000 in the bank, and that was like, this is my savings.
Yeah.
Once you cross over into like the 10,000 area, your mentality changes, and you're like, I don't want to spend money
exactly
because I don't want to see my account go down.
Which sucks because it's like there's stuff I want, but I'm like, well, see, if I spend $500 now, then I want to have $10,000 and it'll be back to 9. I'm like, I don't want it to be at 9.
Exactly. 9's for the bitches.
Yeah, dude, I even do that in like video games. I'll be like, well, I have like 10,000 credits in Star Wars or whatever, and it's like, well, I don't want to spend these credits, even though you're not gonna. It's like it's virtual money. You're not even doing anything with it. I'm like, well, I don't want to have not money. Like,
I mean, even in video games, I'll play with Christian, his Grand Theft Auto, and then he's like, "Oh, you go ahead and just crash it. I already have 120 million anyways."
You're like, hold on.
Yeah, right. Well, wait. If you're gonna spend money like this, crashing Bugattis every game, dude, you're not gonna have 120 million. But it's just yeah, man, a lot of people, no matter how old you are, they're not really good at saving money or with spending money as well, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to do a sale because I thought that it was inappropriate.
Yeah. Well, that's I remember like TJ Hunt, right when it started, they were going to do a drop maybe like the week it all happened, like COVID went down,
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't really feel comfortable or it's appropriate to do a drop right now because like before that everyone knew they were gonna like spend or save or whatever, He's like, I don't really think it's appropriate to do a drop when there's so much like uncertainty.
Yeah, definitely, man. Sometimes my conscience comes into play and it really outweighs finances.
Yeah.
And another thing was not only the sale, but like mask as well.
Yeah.
I'm a very I like to see the facts of things.
Yeah.
And I like to dig into it, and I just don't like to take like a clickbait article here and there.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the most from, the opposition and then the person giving the information and take it all in and then be able to come out with my own conclusion.
Yeah.
And I understand, okay, you wear this mask and it's going to help prevent, you inhaling or exhaling the COVID, right? Yeah. These masks that people are selling are not designed to do that.
No.
They're not at all. And it even says it on some of the packaging. But it's like this security, this false sense of security that it gives people. And I just felt like that was wrong for me to do. First of all, I think the masks look dumb, and it's just like, this is just my point of view. I don't want anybody else to feel this sort of way. It's just the way that my things. But I don't like how it looks personally.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like on the cornier side.
Yeah.
Granted, you have to wear it to go into grocery stores or whatever. Okay, that's cool. Whatever. You got to wear it. But like for people just to see this as an opportunity to make money. I've had a lot of people contact me and people that can get masks and say, hey, let's get you some masks done for your business or whatever. I'm like, nah, bro, because it's not really about that. It's not about money, you know? And that's kind of how I felt about it. And no disrespect to anybody that's selling masks or anything like that. It's just maybe they don't think about it the same way that I do because maybe they haven't taken the time to do research in it.
Yeah.
And if you don't take that time, it's a natural progression in business. It makes sense. Okay, masks are needed, so let me sell some masks.
Yeah.
And, if our supporters are going to wear masks, I mean, at least they can wear our brand and it's a win-win. But, I look at it a little deeper than that. And maybe that's dumb of me and I'm losing money, but at the end of the day, I would feel a certain way.
Yeah, if you don't make, what am I trying to say? If you feel like that and then you end up making masks anyway, then what values do you still have at that point?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like if you're just gonna sell out for money, then why even do anything at all? You know what I mean?
An important part of buying Honda parts online is making sure that you can trust the company that you're dealing with to get you the right parts reliably. You're spending a lot of money and you spent a lot of time researching your build. The last thing that you may want to do is send cash to a website where you may never see it again, and worse yet, never see parts. With Heel Toe Automotive, an 18-year history track record is part of the deal. Heel Toe brings you deep industry connects, professional parts recommendations, alternative ideas when your parts aren't available, and will even contact you if something on your order looks out of ordinary before it ships. Heel Toe's unique checkout allows you to select a deadline to receive your parts to make sure you get them in the time for your project plans. You can buy parts online anywhere, but Heel Toe knows what truly matters to an enthusiast: professionalism, swiftness, and accuracy. Heel Toe is in your corner. Visit HeelToeAuto.com, or you can call or text at 949-295-1668. And make sure you check them out on Instagram at Heel Toe Automotive. Yeah. No, exactly. And that's kind of how I felt, and it's not how anybody else would perceive the brand. It's not how anybody else thought. It's really just my values. And I'm a very outspoken person, and I say how I feel about certain situations because I've done the research or whatever on it. But if I were to do that, and then on the other end, selling the mask as well, people are going to be like, dude, what are you even doing? You're just doing that for a money grab. Yeah. And it's just one of those weird points that you get to in life where you think like, money isn't as important as it was when I was younger.
Yeah.
My morals and my values are way more than that, because that's going to take me further than any money that I would ever make from selling mask or, a hand sanitizer or whatever it is. Granted, I use all of that stuff, but it's not because I want to.
Yeah.
It's not because it's a hobby of mine, or it's fun, or it's a fashion statement, or whatever it is. Mine is hand sanitizer. Like, it'll probably be pretty dope to have a little Downstar one.
I saw somebody the other day who, those like vape juice cartridge things. Somebody made hand sanitizer in one of those, and I'm like, that's like so weird. I was like, why don't you just put it in a normal one? Like, let me put some vape juice on my hands real quick. Like,
yeah, dude. Plus, you're really normalizing it, and I think this is a very, very dangerous thing. Is for us to just adopt anything that the governor or the mayor or whatever says, and okay, let's do this, because it might be a mask now. Okay, it might be gloves. What if we were forced to wear gloves, dude?
Yeah, right.
That's a totally different thing, because I fucking hate gloves.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. That's weird.
So who knows, man? But I don't even know how we got on that.
Yeah,
but,
right.
Big shout out to RC, man. Love RC. He's a great addition to the team.
Yeah, he's killing it.
Yeah, and we didn't even get into the rest of the stuff that we did.
Yeah, right. We started with the car. And then
it's all over the place.
Right.
So get into it.
Yeah. So we did the car right when he got here. After we got that kind of situated, we started just I don't even know how we started doing it, but we were like, let's like reorganize some of the stuff in the shop. Yeah. Just some of like where our containers are, where the product is, this and that. And so like we started with like a little thing, and then it turns into like, well, what if this shelf was over here? And then it's like, we could probably do that pretty easily. So then Frank comes in one morning, and RC and I have the whole shop taken apart. All these shelves are all over the place. We're like, what's up? It's just,
dude, I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
We're just like, we got the orders, then we got it. Like, come on.
Then I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
as long as you got what we need to take care of, go ahead and do whatever the fuck.
So then it turns into, all right, let's move all these shelves over here, all these over here, put the table over there. And so then we moved around all the stuff, reorganized kind of where the bolts were, because like you and I reorganized like, let's say a year ago, 2 years ago. But then since then we get new product, and you just kind of put it on the outside, which ends up like coming closer to you, you know what I mean? And it's not really. And then so when RC came in, he's like, well, why are these bolts here and not over there with the other bolts? And it's like, well, we didn't have these when we put those other bolts together. So that's why they're not together. So we just kind of did almost what's logical and put all the bolts together, all the washers together, all the new stuff that we've just been finding little places for all over, put them in like a logical spot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. and it ended up working out, dude.
Yeah.
You know, we got rid of so much stuff down here. We were able to flex it upstairs, and we have a lot more open space now.
Yeah,
which
it's
is
just
awesome.
a big empty room now, and it's like it's crazy that we didn't actually get rid of anything.
Yeah.
It's just all like cleaned up almost.
Yeah. I mean, and that leans over to us being this slammed for whatever the last 6 months.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't had a chance to just sit down and do things.
Yeah.
And really, like right now, I'm feeling probably the most peace that I felt in such a long time, dude. Because we ended up painting the shop.
Well, yeah. So then after we reorganize it, we're like because we went to Kilogram's shop. To get the what is it? The downpipes on the M8.
Yeah. Secret Studios in Van Nuys.
Yeah. So we went there and he was showing us around his shop, and he had all the walls in his garage painted black, and the like in his office kind of some of the walls were black and stuff. And we're like, this looks really sick.
Yeah.
So we came back to our shop and we're like, you know, we should paint all these walls black.
Yeah.
And so then when we reorganized, we're like, well, let's just leave this stuff off the wall and just paint it real quick while we're moving it all around anyway. So then I was gone last Friday, but you guys started doing the wall last Friday.
Yeah.
And then it's Friday today.
It's Friday today.
And it's already we already painted the whole shop. RC painted it all this last week.
Yeah, RC actually did. We're saying we, but
well, I painted.
But you did a little.
I painted one coat of one wall out of the 5 walls that were done. So
he was saying that your hands were cramping up.
He's like, bro, I've been doing this for 4 days.
And RC's just laying on the floor. If you guys don't know RC, he's probably like 6'7", 400 pounds. He's a big ass fucking dude, and he's just laying on the floor trying to paint. I felt
he's
so
like
bad
using a little
for
brush
him.
underneath the counter.
But he killed it, man. It looks so
it looked
good,
really
dude.
good.
Yeah, and then so we had the containers which all the washers and everything were in. They were blue.
Yeah,
so
just little like plastic drawers for, like from Home Depot or whatever.
Yeah, so I said, fuck it, let's just paint these black and see how they look. I did one and it looked good. So now all the containers are black, and then the actual the drawers are clear.
Yeah.
And then our racks are black, and then the stacking containers where we have all the bolts and such are clear as well. So it's like a really dope theme that we have going on.
Yeah, and RC was saying the other day too that now that like the washers in the clear containers pop out more against the black instead of against blue.
Oh, that's right.
And they kind of like blend into the wall more too, so it's not like as much of like a clash when you're looking at it. It just kind of flows right together with the wall.
Yeah, it's one of those things like when we redid the front room here, you really don't know how good this is gonna look or how shitty it looked before.
Yeah, and then you get the new one and you're like, whoa. Like, what were we doing?
Yeah, dude, because we had so much stuff in the front showroom, and like no one comes in here and is like, give me one of those. They'll just come in and like give us a list or whatever.
Yeah.
So we didn't even need all that shit on there, and it was just hectic.
Yeah.
You know, I want everything just to be streamlined. I just posted a picture. It's like cleanliness is next to godliness, dude. You know, I want everything just to be clean, have a place for it. The scissors, the staplers, everything, I wanted to have a place for it. Yeah. You know, just so when the times do get more hectic, that we're not just like we've been. Yeah. Where's that? We had it here. I don't know where we sold out of them already. Fuck, you know, trying to figure things out. So it was really good that RC came in with an outside eye and just pointed some things out.
Yeah, definitely.
Which made a lot of sense. But yeah, man, so we're cooking on the shop. Shop's looking pretty awesome.
Yeah, now it just smells like paint all the time, and you're like, all right, well, I can't breathe, but it's all right. It's cool.
Just put your fucking mask on.
Yeah, right.
New Downstar mask on the way. But I'm really thinking about doing the ceiling as well.
Yeah, well, it's like at this point we may as well. We've already done most of the stuff.
Yeah. So I'm really leaning more towards just all blacked out. But the first thing I want to do is just do like Kilogram as well. We're jocking his whole style, and we told him he was. So shout out to Kilogram. But is the black tape, guys? If you're listening, it's called drop ceiling. That's what it's called. So it's like that kind of grid where the little
the tiles like
the tiles,
they
sit on top of the grid.
Yeah.
So I was trying to look it up yesterday, but I couldn't find it. Maybe it was my state of mind that I was in, but I couldn't find it. But it's the tape that will go across the grid like Kilograms. So I was thinking maybe we can do that first and see what it looks like. Yeah, because I mean, even if the tiles were like just a bright white against that black grid against the walls, that might look good too.
Yeah, then they would pop.
Yeah, but then I'm just thinking like everything black would look fucking sick. Like even take out the carpet, dude.
Yeah.
And then just like do the sealant, like fucking black.
Yeah.
And then just do the sealant on that. That would look fucking cool.
That
dude.
would be sick.
We got a lot of stuff going on here, man. We also have a new product that we're about to release.
You're right, we do.
That the Colt's known about for what, at least a month and a half.
It's been like at least a month now.
Yeah, we haven't even posted anything on.
Hey, so what's the
on
number
social.
for the cult if they haven't joined the cult already?
Text us right now, guys. If you're watching on YouTube, it's right here. But if you're just listening, text us, guys. 818-403-3473. And it's free. We don't ask for any data or anything crazy like that. It's me texting you, and you would have known about things like this, what we're gonna talk about. So yeah, take it away, bro. Let them know.
So well, I don't even know most of the stuff about it, but you start talking with some people, and they got you in touch with the right people who are able to help you design
the LCAs. So we are coming out with Downstar LCAs. We actually have the first batch in stock right now, which is for EG, DC, EF, DA.
Yeah.
And I've shown you. Alex doesn't really know that much about Hondas or parts and things like that.
I know enough.
He knows enough to get by, but I was showing you online the comparison from different brands, different prices.
Yeah, well, I got LCAs for my Civic when I was doing that.
That's right, yeah.
But like I said, I was like a 16, and I was just like, oh, this one looks cool. So I didn't do a ton, like all the research I would have done now.
Yeah,
but
yeah, they're gonna be sick, man. There's only a few brands out there that are comparable in the technology, the same ones that we're gonna be offering.
Yeah.
And just in Downstar fashion, the style of it.
Yeah, the design is so different from everyone else's, and for the most part, all the other ones are kind of the same shape, same like lines on them and that kind of thing.
Yeah, you could tell much thought really did, and no disrespect to anybody, when I come into the business, I'm thinking about things in a more creative way.
Yeah,
this is more of an artistic piece to me.
Definitely.
But if you're kind of the business that just, okay, well, I want to put my name on this company has triangles, so let me do circles. Okay, cool, that's it. There's nothing wrong with that, because if it works, that's what you offer for your brand.
Yeah.
But when we were coming into it, there were things that I personally didn't like about other brands' LCAs, and the style of it or whatever. And I wanted to come out with something a lot different. So we ended up cooking up something dope, man. And it's probably been in the works for at least like 6 months.
Yeah. At least since January, maybe.
Yeah, it's been a while, dude, but we finally got the first batch in. Some of that's going to the cult guys. See, if you guys were in the cult, you would already had them ready to go. And actually, at RC, he just took the first set to one of his guys back in AZ.
Oh, snap.
So I believe it's Kenny Rump. Shout out to Kenny, man.
Sick. What's up, Kenny?
He actually got the first ever set of LCAs. I don't even have them on my car.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm super excited for that. That's going to be a really, really cool thing.
They are super cool.
Thank you, man. You know what? If you guys are watching YouTube right now,
yeah, we gotta give the YouTube viewers something to a reason to look at YouTube.
Boom.
There you go.
Here, guys,
look at that beauty.
LCAs. And this one was just the sample, so it doesn't have the provision for the spherical bearing. I don't know if they could hear me.
We can hear you a little bit.
A little bit.
So that one you said doesn't have the provision for the spherical bearing.
Yeah, that was just the sample one right there. But all of the LCAs that we offer are going to have the spherical bearing on the trailing arm side, which is the only place that you really need it.
Yeah, the other side just have the bushings. And
everything else is just solid. The only thing that moves is the trailing arm side on it. So we really didn't skimp out on that. The bearings themselves, they're very pricey.
I've just felt with them around. They're nice.
Yeah, and after having Kingpin Machining on the podcast, which he does a lot of like spherical stuff.
Yeah.
He was breaking down. The majority of companies out, they'll use like $1.25 bearing. Like a Chinese bearing, which it's gonna work. It's gonna do what it needs because people in this market are already used to the bushings falling apart and things like that. But our cost on these these bearings are like $18.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude. So, the way that I think about things is I say, okay, what can we get for this whole product? What's the profit going to be in? And how many can we sell if we sell it at this price versus this price, And yeah, it's going to be a high quality part and it's going to be able to sell at the higher price. But if we just bring it down a little bit, the volume is going to be high because we're going to be able to sell more because at that price, it's going to be way better than any of the other competition.
Yeah.
And it's not a competition. I'm just saying you have to be comparable if you're going to be able to pay that much. There's different price breaks in it. You're talking like 140 to like 280. That's the spectrum of like LCAs. And 140, you know what you're getting. You're getting bushings that are just going to fall apart. And 280, you know what you're getting. You're getting spherical. You're getting energy suspension bushings. You're getting the top of the line stuff. Some thought actually went into this. So that's the way that we're going to attack it is we're going to come in, sort of in the middle of things, but we're going to have energy suspension bushings, which is not, it's like a name brand. It's not just like a Chinese bushing that somebody put together. This is a real brand that's their only focus is bushing. So energy suspension bushings, the spherical bearing, which is like really high quality and a dope ass product, man. It's going to look awesome. So super excited for that. We're still working on designing the box for it and how it's going to lay out and stuff. But, yeah, man, I could see this turning into like the number one LCA product on the market.
Yeah.
And if that happens, dude, that could be a whole new business for us,
a new venture.
Yeah, man. So super excited for that. And we got something else on the board as well. We had Nick Jackson come over the other day.
Nick Jackson, the man?
The man, dude. Shout out to Nick Jackson. Make sure you guys follow him on Instagram, Nick Jackson Photography. He came by the other day and was taking some pictures of our new product.
Yeah. So we're doing, we already have titanium fender flare hardware, but we're stocking up, getting our whole line ready of titanium washers. So like any kit, we're trying to do any kit you can get now with regular beauty washers, you can get with titanium washers. That's the plan.
Yeah.
So right now we have all our bolt sizes in titanium. We're just waiting on maybe a couple sizes, and we're figuring out how to like put them on the website and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we're doing the logistics of it right now, but that's the plan, is to get all the titanium stuff rocking ASAP.
Yeah. Dude, that shit's looking good, huh?
Yeah, it's a cool product.
Yeah, titanium has been the craze lately. I think more people want it for the fashion of it than really the what it does, the lightness of it or whatever. Because if you guys just think about it, however many bolts it takes for your car,
the weight you're saving with the bolts wouldn't be.
It's not worth it for the price.
Yeah,
you'll probably save maybe 50 pounds or so. Or, maybe even less than that. Maybe not even 50 pounds, but you're going to be spending, hundreds of more pounds in Great Britain. I don't even know how much. I don't even know how much a pound is, but it's going to be a lot of pounds if you're going with full titanium. So we decided that it would probably make the most sense for our demographic that wants that style to be able to just do the washer in titanium.
So it'll still be like, you can still choose stainless, gold zinc, or blue zinc bolts. But then with the titanium washer, which I think looks, honestly, in my opinion, way better than doing a titanium bolt with the titanium washer. Yeah, because then with the two different metals, you have an offset color, so the washers end up popping a lot more, and you get that really cool burn titanium look. Yeah,
which is awesome, man. And with the gold zinc and the burnt titanium, that's like the ultimate combo right there.
Yeah,
dude.
It looks super cool.
Yeah, it looks so great, man. So we're about to drop that, but just like you said, logistically speaking, dude, it's really difficult because we have so many different kits.
Yeah,
and we have to figure out the price difference to add to it, and the reason I started my own business is so I don't have to do like math and work and things like that. So I'm kind of putting it off a little bit. That's something that I need to do. Hopefully next week we'll have that up. We actually we're waiting for pictures and stuff to come back from Nick, because Nick took pictures of the trans. We did like a sample trans and shit. So
which looks really cool.
Yeah, it came out nice, man. Yeah. So the right hand is gonna look.
Oh, you put okay.
It's gonna have all that stuff.
Doing the titanium and everything on it.
Yeah,
Sick.
dude. I'm excited. I think we're gonna do gold zinc the same way that we're kind of doing the heavy in the streets.
Yeah.
With the gold zinc, but instead of the pink beauty washers, we're gonna do the titanium.
Sick.
Oh my god, dude! I could just picture that.
Yeah, that's gonna look awesome.
I'm ready to get the heavy of the streets car out of the garage so we can put the right hand in.
I know,
man.
it's like it's ready to go. It's like it wants to get out.
Yeah, and these episodes that we do with you, I love to do these because we get to actually catch up on what's going on here at the shop, and I appreciate everybody listening to these episodes because it shows what we're doing. Because there's a lot of things that we just don't put on social media.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, because I'm here like every day. No, nobody sees me. They're like, "Oh, Frank, how's it going?" Well, I'm the one who's actually packing all your bolts. So.
Yeah, Alex is the one that does all the hard work, man. I just make it look like I'm working hard. But yeah, we have a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, and I'll just tell you guys for right now. For the right-hand drive, we're going a whole new motor.
You do it? You're saying it right now?
Should I or not?
No.
Okay,
no, guys, we gotta keep something secret.
All right, guys.
We already spilled too many beans with the LCA.
Yeah,
and
there
the titanium. You're right. Like, all right.
Alex is the man, guys. So just know that the right-hand drive is gonna come back fucking sick.
Yeah.
We have it here. It's just waiting.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the other reason RC wanted to get rocking on the heavy in the streets, so we can start doing what. Not that the heavy in the streets isn't cool, but what we really want to get working on is the right hand.
Yeah. You know, the thing about the heavy in the streets EG, it's really bothered me since I first got the car. When I first got the car, I was under the impression that the car was fully sprayed in and out, great paint job. Yeah. That was my idea of it. The person that I bought it from, I trusted their point of view because, you know, they've been in the community forever. The car was in magazines and shit. But, you know, as it goes, you should never buy a car at nighttime. Bought the car came home, like I check out the car the next day, and the paint's not what I wanted it to be. Yeah. So that was my whole reasoning in buying that shell, so I don't have to worry about paint. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. The car's just ready. It's a blank canvas. But it wasn't. So that's why the car sat for so long. That's the reason why we did like the graffiti and stuff to cover up the imperfections. And it wasn't what I wanted. So now if I'm going to buy another car, I'm just going to go find, you know, something cheap, something with a straight body and just strip it all the way down. But I really would have loved the heavy in the streets EG to be another like straight up show car.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it still could be like,
yeah, but just not to my quality, what I would want it to be.
Well, I mean, it could be, but it would cost probably more than it would to just start on a new one, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Between stripping it, like repainting it nice and all that, instead of just starting from one that was already like what you wanted.
Yeah. So it's gonna look cool either way.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and like from my point of view, I look at it super close every day because I walk by it every day. And you can see a couple spots where it's like this or that, you know?
Yeah.
But I think unless you're driving it every day, like really getting under it and looking at it all the time, like you probably would way back when you built it the first time, then you're like, all right, this isn't what I really want.
Yeah, you know how it is, dude. Like with your own car, you notice all the imperfections of it. So when you get to such a point, that's what I've worked up to in my career of building cars is like every car is better than the last
and you finally
version.
had the opportunity to get this perfect car. You're like, sick, this is what I want to build.
Yeah.
And then you get it, it's not exactly what you want. And you're like,
so I'm like, dude, this kind of ruins my whole entire plan for all of this stuff.
Yeah.
But it's all good, man. It worked out perfectly, and that car really made a statement in the community.
Yeah. Well, it's either way, it's still a super cool car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it,
it's
dude.
Awesome.
Just the colors and shit like that. And, you know, since cleaning the shop and actually cleaning the back area where the car is as well, we noticed that we have a lot of extra parts.
Yeah, right.
So it's kind of sick. We could put this on. That doesn't look good. Let's put that in, mix and match.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a cool little project. It's kind of been nice to have a chill year.
Yeah,
you know, because usually every year I'm always flying around going to shows. Probably at least like I'd say 5 to 10 times. Throughout the year, easily.
Yeah.
But this year, all that we've done is auto salon.
Yeah, back in January, huh?
Yeah, and that's it, dude. Which brings me to my next topic. What are we going to do about the anniversary, bro?
That's what I was thinking the other day, because we should start on something now if we're going to plan it out. Because I'm saying we can't really have like just a straight up car show. Or maybe Could we? Not really. I mean, we're here in California, and it's still pretty. Like the whole COVID thing is still pretty prevalent here. I don't know about. I think it wasn't H Day in. New Hampshire?
H Day was in New Hampshire, and it fucking looked lit.
Yeah, so I don't know how good of an idea it would be.
Yeah.
To just have like a straight like car meet like we usually do. We usually do the cruise. I think something like a cruise would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Maybe even if we just did the cruise part of it instead of the cruise and the show part of it.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be cool I want to do something, you know?
Yeah, dude. We need to incorporate eating into this situation.
Yeah.
So what I was kind of thinking is we could have a central hub where everybody meets at, maybe even by the skate park. You know, the big parking lot right there.
Yeah.
We could all meet right there. Or shit, even at the shop.
Yeah.
If we're all just going to meet and then dip, I'll just meet up right here.
Yeah.
Because every year there's at least 50 people that want to go cruise. Every single year.
Yeah.
So if we can provide like a time and then a location, and at this location we're gonna have food or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, it would be dope even if we like sponsored the taco truck or something like that. You know, talk to the taco truck and say, hey, however many, give us enough for like 100 plates. How much would it be? Everybody comes and just grubs and just has a good time.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's very responsible if we do like we've been doing for the past few years.
Yeah, like having a meet and everything, it'd be kind of like, but
especially since just life in general in California is so uncertain, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, the whole California is on fire right now.
Yeah, right?
Isn't that crazy?
Right? And I understand I came home from work yesterday and it was clear. And then I went to the car meet yesterday evening. It's like 10 seconds down the road and it's like super smoky. And I'm like, what happened to the 2 hours I wasn't here?
Yeah.
Like,
so the wind must have shifted or something.
Yeah.
The same thing when I left the shop yesterday, bro. It was smoky.
Yeah, because there's fires up in NorCal right now. I think there's a couple in LA area also. Yeah, it's everywhere right now.
Dude, what the fuck is going on? How is this happening 3 or 4 years in a row?
Dude, I'm telling you, it's global warming. That's what it is.
You think so?
Yeah, because what else? Like, think about it. There are all the global temperatures going up, and there's less water because it's hotter and it evaporates quicker. Less water means all the
drier
everything's drier. And then the fires just can spread more easily.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I was leaning more towards lasers.
Yeah.
They're lasering and starting fires. That's just where my brain goes.
Right.
But yeah, it really just seems like every part of California is just eating a piece of the shit sandwich.
Yeah.
Like we had it. What was it? I don't even remember the year.
I think it was like 2018, 17.
I think it was the Thomas fire. I think it was 18 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But that shit was rough. That was close to you, right?
Yeah, that was really close. Yeah, it came down a couple houses on our street got burned down from that.
Didn't they even see your house on the news?
Yeah, I was telling you the other day. We went out to breakfast because we were staying at our friend's house in Oxnard because we got evacuated.
Yeah.
And we're sitting at breakfast and I get a call and they're like, my buddy's like, yo, your house is on TV right now. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, check it out. So we turn on the TV. And there was like a house 2 houses up from us burning down, and our house just chilling there in the corner. And we're like, wait, what?
That close?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like across the street and like 2 houses up. We're like, oh my god.
Downtime with Downstar would like to welcome our newest sponsor, Rywire Motorsport Electronics. Rywire has been around since 2005, supplying you with solutions for all of your motorsport electronics needs. Whether you need a simple ECU adapter, engine harness, chassis harness, or PDM setup, they can get you taken care of. Offering products for most popular engine platforms from Honda, Toyota, Nissan, GM, hey, even Lamborghini. And if you have any private label needs, they can also take care of that as well. Rywire is the leader in motorsport electronics in our community, and we're excited to have them part of the Downtime with Downstar family. Please make sure you guys support Rywire. You guys can check them out at rywire.com or on Instagram at rywire_motorsport_electronics. I know it's long, guys. If you just search Rywire, it will pop up. And if you're searching, make sure you search them on YouTube, and you can check out their YouTube channel where they are working on their new EV S2000 build. We're super excited for that, and we're super excited for Rywire to be part of the Downtime with Downstar family. So please, guys, make sure you go show Rywire some love and tell them that Downtime with Downstar sent you. Once again, that's rywire.com. So I know a lot of you guys are questioning, what is this whole cult thing that's going on? Well, we at Downstar are starting our own cult. What is it? Are you going to have to drink punch? Are we going to sleep with your wives? No, none of that yet. But what it is a direct number to us, meaning me, Frank Downstar. I'm the one that's answering the text. So please, right now, text us. 818-403-3473. You're just going to have to follow a couple simple steps, get added to your contacts, and text us. Let us know what you're thinking of the episode so far. If you guys have any questions, anything like that, anything, even want to talk about life, man, just shoot us a text. We're here to help you guys out, and we're here to have some fun, man. And that's what the cult's about. So come join the cult. 818-403-3473. No charges. We're not going to be selling your info. No bullshit like that, guys. Just straight up fun. So make sure you guys shoot us a text right now. 818-403-3473, and enjoy the rest of the episode. Have a good day. Damn, dude. That was around when I was talking to Nearsis, and I seen him post something on his social media, and he showed like a house fucking burned down.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. I hit him up. I was like, hey bro, you need any help? Because I seen that they had a crew working, so I went over there and I helped him out. And good thing that it was the neighbor's house, and his sister's house was next door, and nothing was done to it.
Yeah,
but it was still smoldering, and there was a chance that Amber could blow over into their house. So we were like, turning off the fires, had buckets of water. So I went over there and helped him. When we finished that house right there, I just went walking down the street, bro. It was intense, dude. I was in people's like living rooms. Yeah, I could see CD cases just melted, dude. Yeah. The only thing that's left is like toolboxes and the chimney. And then it's so weird. There was this one house that I went to. I went in their backyard, and in their backyard they had like a gazebo kind of thing, and the furniture didn't get damaged. So I literally just sat right there. They had a pool, and then the house was burnt down. Yeah. And you just hear beep, beep, the fire detector, dude. But the house is fucking gone. Yeah. And I'm just sitting there like tripping out.
Yeah. So it was so weird. It was like super surreal.
Yeah, man. So shout out to everybody that is dealing with that shit right now. There's
still people, man. Like my brother, somebody he knows that he hangs out with, they're still like out of their house. They're still rebuilding it.
No way.
I'm pretty sure.
From the Thomas fire.
Yeah. They got the whole thing burned down, and then just it's taken this long for them. They're like almost done with it, I think, but they're not back in yet. Yeah. Crazy.
Hopefully they all got kicked down with insurance money.
Yeah, right.
But speaking of insurance.
Yeah, right. Like, these are good transitions today. Right? Awesome.
So what happened, bro?
Yeah. So what? I was going to work. It was like it was like a month ago. It was the 17th of last month. Mm-hmm. I was going to work, and I was going early because I was going to go down to a car show in LA that weekend, or a car meet, whatever.
Oh, that's right. That was that like H2O kind of thing that they were trying to throw. Yeah, it was
like LA's version of H2O is what the guy's trying to start, which is pretty cool. It looks really cool. I was like, I'll go to that this weekend. So I was going to work a little early on Friday. I was like, all right, cool. And I don't know how much earlier it was, but there was like nobody on the roads. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, all right, cool. So there's just an intersection right a few blocks down the road. And it's kind of, it's not a blind intersection, but like there's buildings around, So I'm going down the street, and there's this dude with a cool car, like in the median, like he's going to turn left. I'm like, oh, it's a cool car. I'm looking at it. And he looks at me as I'm driving by. And then I look ahead, and the light's green. I was like, oh, cool, light's green. So I go, and I'm like right at the crosswalk kind of, and I just see this car coming this way, and he's not like, he's moving, Oh, shit. And my light's green. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then I was like, and then by the time I see him, he's already like almost in the intersection. Like I'm at the crosswalk, and he's like a little bit past, like he's at the crosswalk as I'm getting to the crosswalk. Yeah. So I don't know if he must have started braking. I don't know if he even started braking, because he probably couldn't have seen me super well, because I couldn't see him super well in the beginning. So I just slam on my brakes. If you go to the intersection right now, there's like skid marks starting at the crosswalk, and then they end in like the middle of the intersection.
Oh shit.
Because I went and I just straight T-boned the side of his car. Yeah. And it was his passenger side, and my just like the front of my car. So the whole front end just got pushed in. It was all smushed on my car, and then his car, like the two side doors, and then like kind of the like the quarter panel and fender right in front and behind got all like pushed in. And
what was his car?
It was like a Nissan Sentra or something, like a 4-door little like sedan. But yeah, dude, so it wrecked my car. I'm like, bro. So I hit him and it moves us a little. Like I got pushed kind of a little to the side because like he was moving.
The force
he was
of him
moving,
going, yeah.
So he kind of like, he can still drive his car. Mine's like, you can't, it turns off. Like you can't even, it doesn't even turn on. So he kind of pulls over and then I get out of my car. Luckily I didn't get hurt. Like didn't break your neck or whatever, like nothing like super serious. So I get out of my car and yeah, it's done. Like the hood's all smushed like an A-frame kind of, and the whole front like core support's just like smushed in.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I'm like, what just happened right now? And then the dude who I just saw down the street, I hear him, he runs up, he's like, bro, what just happened right now? He's like, I was just looking at your car and I watch you, that guy just what? And I'm like, well, what? So the dude gets out of I technically hit him.
Yeah.
He gets out of his car and he's like, you just ran the light. And I'm like, no, you ran the light. And there was the dude who just saw it. He's like, yeah, Alex had a green light. What are you talking about? And he's like, oh, what? So I think he must have just not been paying attention, or maybe he knew it was red and he was just trying to blame it on me.
Yeah.
Something. So I call my mom, and because my car's now in like the middle of the intersection, all the coolant's just all over the intersection. Like I can't even move it, you know. I call my mom. She's at the grocery store, and I'm like, hey, that's like 7:30. It's 7:15. I'm like, hey, I just got in an accident. Like my car's done. And she's like, what? Because I talked to her this morning. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to San Diego in a second, you know. She's like, what? And I'm like, should I call the police or what? She's like, what are you talking about? So she's like, yeah, call the cops. So like, all right. So I call the police, and they were super nice. It was actually last month. It was right when the Black Lives Matter, or everyone was kind of hating on the cops was going on.
Yeah.
Honestly, they were super nice, super friendly, super helpful. I was kind of impressed or like surprised.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they come to the intersection, and the dude was still there. He didn't run away. I think all the airbags on his side went off.
Got you.
None of mine went off, which is kind of weird. But like my seatbelt locked, so I don't know what's up. But anyway, the cops came. They're like, "Oh, what happened?" Blah. I'm like, "Oh, I was going to hit him, whatever." They write up like a little police report, and luckily the kid who saw it happen stayed and like put his name on the police report as a witness.
Hell yeah.
So he ended up being the person that was able to tell insurance like, oh yeah, Alex had the green light and this guy ran the red, because initially the guy's insurance wasn't going to pay for anything.
Yeah.
But then once the guy gave his testimony, like, oh, okay, we'll pay for it. I was like, all right, yeah, duh.
Yeah.
So then they're like, the cops are like, okay, we'll call a tow truck for you, because my car, like, you can't even move it, like I said. So tow truck comes and they put it up on the dude, like, he like rips the front bumper off, and it's all smushed in. And then he pulls the bumper off and the whole front's like smushed. I'm like, oh my god. And actually, I got out, I'd say something to the guy, and then I look back and I'm like, did my wheels get bent?
Yeah.
And that's the first. And then luckily they looked all right, and I was like, all right, that'd be pretty sick if they didn't get bent.
You're lucky.
Yeah. And then there was like 4 people that did a text me like, yo, the wheels get bent? I'm like, yeah, I'm good too, but thanks.
Yeah, right?
It was so funny. So then they're like, guy on the tow truck's like, well, where do you want us to tow it? We can either tow it to the tow yard right here, or to your house or something. And we're like, well, does it matter where it goes? Mm-hmm. And he's like, not really. Like, the insurance is going to do whatever anyway. So I was like, all right, cool. So we ended up towing it to our house, and we pulled our car out of the garage. My dad came and picked me up. And so we pulled our like normal car out of the garage, and the tow truck guy was pretty sick. He it's on a flatbed tow truck. He backs into our driveway and like angles the little flatbed like up. There's like a lip, like maybe an inch tall, like half an inch tall. He like lines it up to the lip, and he's like, all right, let's roll the car up. He just rolls it into the garage. It's like perfect. I'm like, I can't even back the car in normally that nice. So then it just sits in our garage.
Yeah.
And at first I'm like, well, let me take all the parts off of it, because like if the insurance takes it, like I'm not gonna be able to do anything with it, you know?
Yeah.
So I was hyped that it was at our house instead of at the yard where you're not gonna be able to get to it at all. And then my mom's like, well, wait and see what insurance says in case they want to take pictures or whatever. So this is like Friday morning still. So I'm like, well, nothing's open or like they're open on Friday, but like not really, because it's Friday, you know?
Yeah.
So I call them like 3 times on Friday, and the lady gets back to me at like 6 p.m. She's like, Hey, she leaves me a message. Hey, well, I got your message. I'm going out of town until Wednesday right now. So you can't really call me back because I'm going out of the office like right now. And I'm like, why'd you even leave me a message? It's like 6 p.m. on Friday. Like, come on. So meanwhile, I'm not going to the car meet in LA because my car is like destroyed.
Yeah.
And so I go to work, come home, and I'm like, all right, what am I gonna do? I'm just sitting there in the garage, like, what am I gonna do with this? Because like, what are you supposed to do with your car now? You know?
Just cry.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, oh my, and like we have the bumper, it's all just destroyed, and like the whole front, all the fenders got like bent, like bowed out and everything, and you're just like, oh, and there's all these like little like pieces of the headlights like falling off it when it moves or whatever. Like, oh my gosh. So ends up like as like the next week kind of. The dude's insurance admits fault, so it took like a week for them to even like admit fault, and then another week to like get the rental situated and all this. So they gave me a rental car like while they were like gonna see what's going on with my car.
Yeah.
Because the way it works, like if they fix it, then you get the rental car until they fix it.
Yeah.
Or if they total it, once they pay you, you have to give the rental car back. It's like okay, so that weekend, not like the Saturday Sunday, it happened, but like the next weekend. By then I had talked to insurance like, oh yeah, like you're gonna take it to a body shop and they're gonna do an estimate on it. Like we don't send anybody personally, which I thought was kind of weird. I thought normally the insurance sends somebody out, but like no, just take it to a shop and they'll do the initial estimate and everything. And so I called either insurance or somebody. I was like, does it matter if can I take the parts off it and put the stock stuff back on? And I think it was the insurance. But they're like, yeah, as long as there's a whole car there,
yeah,
we don't care what's on it. You
Got
know?
you.
So like I got off work the next Friday and I just went home and jacked up the car and just went to town on it, dude. So I had all my aftermarket parts. I took everything off of it.
Yeah.
Luckily it only got smushed right up to like where the cross member.
Yeah.
Where the radiator is meets the strut tower kind of, or like meets the fender. Mm-hmm. So the strut towers were cool. So I took the strut bar and the suspension out.
Oh, I get what you mean. Yeah,
because none of that got bent, from what I can tell.
Like the radiator support.
Yeah,
the front part.
yeah.
Gotcha.
The core support. That's
yes.
what I meant.
Yes.
So the core support got bent, and like the engine kind of, I thought it was straight, but it actually got pushed back a little bit, just from like the impact or whatever. So I jacked up the car, took off the wheels, took off the suspension. I have every part for that car I took off.
Oh, sick.
Except for the oil cooler, because that was like under the crash. It was like smushed anyway.
Yeah.
But everything else I got out of it, and it was funky because I couldn't get the hood to move up, and I didn't want to like take it off and like, why is there no hood on?
Yeah.
So I was like, it was like an A-frame, just enough for me to like get in there and like unscrew and everything. So I have like a light in there on the other side, and like my hand like underneath the hood, like it's like right here. I'm like, all right, let me try and get this out. I had my catch can, which was attached to like the center of the motor, right behind the trans.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, hold on. Like, I was all underneath it trying to get it out.
Good thing you got long arms, bro.
Right? So like a couple, like I was saying, the headers, I went to go take the headers off, and they just come straight down on an FRS. So I went to go pull them. I unbolted them, went to go pull them down, and they wouldn't come out. I'm like, what the heck? I was like, and I'm under the car, like, all right, let me try and get.
Yeah.
And it won't come out. I'm like, what the heck? So it turns out that's how I figured out the engine got pushed a little bit.
Gotcha.
Because if the engine's straight, that means your frame rails are straight for the most part, and like it's an easy enough fix.
Yeah, they just fixed that core support.
Yeah, because I forgot this, but right where the crash beam bolts to the frame, that the mounts for the crash beam got all twisted back.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I was kind of like,
something up.
if that messed up the frame in the front right there. That's the only reason I was kind of like, I don't know if they're just gonna fix it.
Yeah.
Because if it was 100% like, oh, I just need the new bumper, then I would have just left all the parts on and had them fix it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure if they were gonna total it or not, because the frame was bent right there. And then once I saw that the engine was moved a little bit, I was like, oh, they're probably not gonna fix this. So anyway, I'm under the car with the headers, taking them off, and just the little edge of the flange was stuck on like a little like braid, like cover on the subframe bushing. So I'm like, oh my god. So I just take a little Dremel. I'm like, all right, I like grinded it all down.
Yeah.
And I was able to get the headers out. I was like,
sick. Hell yeah.
So I took everything off, and that took me like all weekend. I was like Friday night to like Sunday midday. I didn't even look at my phone. I like got up, ate, worked in the car, and went to bed. And like that was it.
Yeah.
It was cool because it was cool to have a mission working on your car. Yeah. You know, because I haven't done anything to that car in a long time. It was kind of like, that's the other thing that sucked. It was like where I wanted it. You know.
Oh man,
I had just finished it up. I was like, all right, cool. This is where I want the car. You know. So I took all the parts off of it. Now we have parts all over our garage, all over my room, whatever. So then the insurance ended up, they brought a tow truck like that Monday. So I started it Friday. They're like, oh, the tow truck's coming Monday. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So I'm like racing against the clock. They take it on Monday to a Caliber Collision in Oxnard, which shout out to them. They were super nice.
Nice.
And they do an estimate on the car. And they're like, oh, yeah, it's going to cost this much to fix. So we gave that quote to State Farm, and they're going to tell us what they're going to do with it. And then State Farm calls me like the next day, and she's like, hi, this is so-and-so from the total loss department. And I'm like, all right.
Hell yeah.
I guess that's what's going down then. So they ended up cashing me out for the car, and they gave me like enough. I was like, I expected them to give me less than they did.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to argue, you know? So they cashed me out for the car. I had to give the rental car back because they cashed me out for it. And that's it. So now the last time I saw it in person was in my garage when the tow truck came in to get it.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Well, we did actually see it on the auction site.
Yeah. So then like the other day I looked up like State Farm auctions, FRS, and it popped up. It's like, it's in LA right now at some auction yard. I just sent them the title this morning, the State Farm. Mm-hmm. So I assume once they get the title and bring it to the car, they're probably going to auction it off.
Yeah.
I don't want to buy it back, but I'm going to watch the auction, see how much it goes for.
Yeah.
And it still has all my stickers on it, so I know it's mine. And like, I have an Alex from In-N-Out sticker on the car.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping whoever gets it like messages me or something, or finds me somehow.
Lit.
I was like, that'd be kind of cool.
That car's had a life to it, bro.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, because before you got it, it was mine, and then before me, Rywire had it.
Rywire, and then somebody had it before him.
And then before Rywire, somebody else had it.
Yeah.
And they ended up, something happened to it, but it got salvaged.
Yeah.
So then Rywire was going to do a 2J in it, but then his life just got too busy.
Yeah.
So then I wanted to get into the FRS community, bought it, but then there wasn't really much that I could do to it. I don't know. It was a weird time when I had the car.
Yeah.
I would have actually liked to keep it because I did like that car.
It's a cool platform. Like, even now you can still get into it and do a lot of stuff with it.
Definitely,
it's cool.
man. In the future, I would definitely like to have one.
Yeah.
You know, I love how they look. Dude.
And it's like the new age Civic, you know?
Yes,
like,
definitely.
There's parts everywhere for it, all this kind of stuff. It's like...
And it's not going to slow down. The market is just going to keep growing because there's more and more and more of those cars going out and being cheaper as well.
Yeah.
So that's an awesome car, dude. And when it's all kitted out, lowered, and you see it on the street, it looks like a bullfrog, dude. It's just it's just going.
But yeah, so they cashed me out for the car, and then so now I have all these parts in my room, and I'm just looking for a new car. So I've been on I got off work here, and then I go home on my computer. I go on Craigslist and Facebook for like 2 hours just trying to find a car. And like, it's cool, but after a while, it's like, I don't want to look for cars. It's like, you look at so many cars and you're like, is this even a good car?
Yeah.
Like I might find a good one, but it's like, you look at so many of them, you're like, well, this one has this little thing wrong. You like dismiss it, you know? So I found like 2 or 3 cars that are like, they have potential, but they're not perfect, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure. Everyone's like, are we going to get another FRS or something different? And it's like, I don't really know.
Do you feel like you were part of the FRS clan? Was that like a part of your personality, you think?
Kinda. Like, I don't know.
Because there is FRS guys.
Yeah, there's FRS like diehards,
speaking of like
you know?
like Kilogram like that, he was like a FRS.
Yeah, he was in it like early, you know.
Him and fucking Stay Crushing.
Yeah,
and just, there's guys that was their thing.
Yeah,
did you feel like that you resonated with that?
Kinda, but not the ton, you know. Like, I just modded it. And it's like, I thought mine was the cleanest one around here.
Yeah.
So I was proud that I built it right, and like, because when I had my Civic, the FRS was like a dream car. You know, I'm like, I can't afford that. It's like a new car, you know? And then I was able to get one, and then I got the work wheels for it, which is like the FRS with the Workmeisters. It was like my dream setup, you know? So once I had that, I was like, all right, this is what I wanted, you know? So I was proud that I was able to build that car how I built it, you know? But then like you were saying, Kilogram and whoever, like anybody else, most of the guys who have FRSs, they build them to like the extreme.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, I can't really do anything with this.
They're maxed out already.
Yeah. And like, they're not super fast compared to like my buddy had an STI. They're not fast, you know? Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out now where most people go after an FRS. Because most of the time they go to like an M3 or some kind of like more expensive car. Well, yeah, right. So I'd like to find something that's like a step up from the FRS so I can get into something new. Because like I said, I had the FRS where I wanted it. So I feel like if I buy another FRS, then it'll just be like, I'll put the parts back on it. And there's a couple things I would do differently on a new FRS if I got one.
Yeah.
But after 6 months, you're like, all right, well, this is kind of what I already had. I'm kind of done with it, you know? And I don't want to really just be done with the car that quick, you know?
Yeah.
But then again,
because you could be done in the weekend.
Yeah.
As long as it took you to take it apart,
I can put it back
quicker.
Yeah, exactly. But I would like to build something still, you know? I don't want to just be like, put all the parts back on and be done.
Yeah.
But then I need to try and find a new car to get if I want to do that.
You know my suggestion, so.
Yeah, so he's wanted me to get an M4, BMW, something.
M3 would be sick.
And I really like the I think it's the F80.
Yeah.
The new M3, the 4-door.
Yes.
They're like small enough that they're still super like nimble.
Yeah.
They're not like a bigger kind of like a big. I like the M4, but it's a little too big for the kind of car I'd want. The M3 is small enough that it's still a race car kind of, you know, and I love those cars.
They're
just a little bit on my budget, and
it's not.
I mean, it's not, but I don't want to be paying off a car because I'm about to go to school, and that's my only thing is if I was going to VC for a year or 2 more years, I'd get one right now. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to be paying off a car while I'm also going to school because school is expensive enough down at UCS San Diego.
But you're a hustler, bro. You'll make it happen.
I mean, I could, I definitely could, but it's the mentality of the thing, you know.
$500 a month, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Right.
Who cares, dude?
Right.
You have the money saved up already. Just put it in a bank account. And then just take it away from that.
Yeah.
And then put it towards that.
Right.
I don't know, man. There's one thing that you touched on that I wanted to ask you about. You know, I've had this happen to me so many times in my life, and it's made me feel like I can accomplish whatever I want.
Yeah.
So you say that you had the Civic and your dream car was the FRS.
Yeah.
You getting the FRS, fast forward to, you know, before you crashed it, that pinnacle that you were at, younger Alex would have probably never even thought that you would get to that point.
Yeah.
So now that you reached that point, has that changed your mentality in any way?
I mean, yeah, like even without the car, my mentality has changed just kind of like over the course of a couple years, you know? Just like what you can do and what like, how do I say this? Like the mentality you need to have to like get it done, you know? Like even at In-N-Out, once I started, there's kind of like a point when you're working at In-N-Out where you're doing like, in the beginning, you're doing like taking orders, stuff like that. But after a while, you start making the burgers and stuff. And like, you kind of see more of like you relate to the managers more and you start seeing like the higher up, like the real life of it, you know?
Yeah.
So right about that point, I started working here too. Right as that was happening at In-N-Out, I started working here. And you're on that life too, where you used to try and see the real life of it and start to and do things the smartest way and like the best way possible to make the most of the situation, you know?
Yeah.
So right when that was happening, I was trying to save up for the Workmeisters for my Civic, and I had some money saved up, and I'm like, well, at this point, why don't I just get the FRS? Mm-hmm. You know, because like before then, I was just modding like dumb little things on the Civic, you know, like, and I didn't really think of anything bigger than that.
Yeah.
But then once I started seeing you and like the people at In-N-Out who were like, not that they're seeing the big like something really big, but like more like bigger than just taking orders, you know?
Yeah.
And you can kind of see there's like bigger stuff out there to do. Then I was like, well, you know, I could probably get the FRS, you know? I started calculating like, oh, how much could I pay right now? And by then I knew I was going to VC. I'm like, I don't really have a ton of bills, you know? And I also have that I had 2 jobs at that point, you know, making more money. So then, but yeah, and then I graduated and I got a lot of money from just like, oh, congrats on graduating, you know? And then it became like, well, I actually have enough to like maybe get an FRS. Yeah. And then, cause that was like the dream up here, you know? And then once that dream was like, oh, what the heck? I can like kind of get there. Yeah. You know? So then I ended up I got your FRS from you and I was able to sell the Civic and I paid it off in like a couple weeks to like my parents or whatever, because they helped me with the FRS originally. And then, so I paid it off and I had like $200 in my bank account left, right? I'm like, all right, cool. I got to like chill for a little bit, you know? But then you just start hustling more and working more. And then like a month later, I was like, yo, I have enough for like some T37s or something. Like I have money saved up, you know? And then after that, I don't even know what happened really. But you start working more and then like, I don't know. It's kind of weird because I didn't have that much more money, but for whatever reason, it felt like I did, kind of like I was smarter with it. Like, and actually I broke up with my girlfriend right then too. So that might be why I had more money to spend. Yeah. But it was just like, and then I just, not that it's all about money, but I had money to spend, you know? I'm like, well, this is kind of cool, you know?
Yeah.
And then as I went to VC for from the beginning to these last 2 years, I've seen like people that don't work hard and people that do work hard, you know? So I tried to be I am friends with the people that were working hard, and that we were like the top of our class in all of our classes at VC, just because we like talked to the teachers we like would study outside of class, we hung out, we were like friends, and it's super cool. I love the guys I'm hanging out with this last year at school.
Yeah.
But their mentality is kind of like your mentality, where it's like, let's be up here instead of down here, you know, let's strive to get something that's higher than up here, you know?
Yeah.
And so that ended up being, and then once I had the T37s on my FRS, it's kind of like, all right, well now I'm rocking, like I can like afford stuff, you know what I mean? Like get the next tier up, you know? And then I ended up finding the Workmeister is just for sale, whatever. And once I got those, I was like, all right, this is it, you know? I got that. I was like, all right, sick. So that like mentality from like the transition of the Civic to the FRS was like, you know, kind of a period where I'm like moving from high school to college, you know?
Yeah.
So even right now, it's kind of not worked out, but it's kind of like another transition. You know, I'm going from community college to like university college, and I'm moving from the FRS. It's kind of like follow me, you know? Like,
yeah.
So I want to get something that's bigger than the FRS so I can have like another like big change, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the only problem now is when I had the Civic, I knew the FRS was like the end goal, you know? Like that's the car I want. That's what I want to like strive for. But now I don't have anything I want to strive for like car wise. So it's like I still have like the school side of it, or like the life side of it, kind of. I still have that like that
progression,
mentality and all that, where I'm like, I'm ready to go for this fall. Like I'll like even the class I took last month, dude, I was like the top of that class. No, like,
hell yeah.
And it was easy, you know, just because of the mentality you have. Like I was on it every day. I would go to class in the morning, study when I got home from work.
Yeah.
And it was easy, you know? So I like still have, I'm ready to go for this fall, but I need to find something on the car end so I can like be in it still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So not that it's all about like the only goal isn't a car, you know, because at the end of the day, a car is not going to do anything for you.
Yeah.
But I'm not ready to get a house yet, really, because I'm not really like I need to go to college, you know. So what am I going to buy?
You still got life to live.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd like to get something that I can like, you know, envision now that when I had the FRS.
Yeah.
But the problem is that all the cars I see around, like I like the FRS way better.
Yeah.
You know, the FRS was like the car that I wanted, you know. So that's why I'm kind of like at a crossroads now. I'm like, not that I feel like I'm going backwards if I get another FRS, but I'm not going to be progressing anywhere car wise.
Yeah, I mean, it's very good to put yourself in uncomfortable situations.
Yeah.
And things like this just show you that you can handle that uncomfortable situation.
Yeah.
I totally get everything that you're saying. And, you know, ever since I've been younger, I've noticed that the more I hustle, I can get what I want. And this started as young as a junior, senior.
Yeah.
That summer is when I got my Chevelle.
Yeah.
Before that, I had my Camaro, which I bought for like $1,000. You know, put an exhaust on it and whatever, and I felt like, oh yeah, this is a muscle car. But it wasn't.
Yeah.
My dream always was to have a real muscle car. You know, so when I was working as a janitor in high school, saving money, and then I was able to get the Chevelle, that was like, oh shit, hard work pays off.
Yeah.
You're in that community and you're like, man, I see these cars at shows. They have superchargers. Oh man, they're so lucky. One day I would love to have one, maybe when I'm a grown adult or something, you know, a few years later, have a supercharger. Just keep hustling. You know, you stay on the same track that you're on, and you know what you have to do, and you just keep feeding that machine. The mentality that you have is going to take you wherever you want in this world.
Yeah.
I have no doubt in my mind you can be successful at whatever you want. You know that you have to put in that hard work, and you have no problem doing that. You know that you have to sacrifice some pleasures, whether it's spending money on food or hanging out with friends or doing whatever, because you have schoolwork to do. You have work to do. That's another big part of it. You understand all of this shit that you have to do to get to that goal. Bro, you make that goal whatever you want.
Yeah.
President of the United States, you'll get it. whatever the goal is that you want in life, you're going to achieve it because you understand what it takes to get there. And a lot of people never understand that because they never have these small goals, because they never allow themselves to get to that point.
Yeah.
They would have stuck with the Meisters on the Civic and left the FRS in dreamland because they don't have enough confidence in themselves to understand that they could take it to that next level. But once you get those small goals and keep going, the goals get bigger, and then you achieve them, and then bigger, and then achieve them. That's how I see life. That's how I see everything. The only reason that this isn't the biggest podcast in the world is because I have other things that I have to focus my time on. If I didn't have Downstar, if I didn't have a family, if I didn't have any obligations at all just to feed this podcast, there's no doubt in my mind that it would be the number one podcast in our demographic and above that, but definitely. Knowing that I have all these other things, and when you say obligations, that makes it seem like a bad thing, but it's not.
It's not.
These are things that I have to do. I've been building Downstar for 10 years. I'm not going to stop this to move on to something else. I noticed that when my plate gets full, I have to get comfortable with it being that full, and sooner it doesn't seem that full anymore. The plate grows.
Yeah.
Add more on it. So that's the mentality that is for winners. You just keep throwing shit on your plate. You keep handling it. Don't bitch about nothing. Don't complain. This is the life that you wanted, but you can make it happen, dude. And anything that you want. And that's what I'm telling you, dude. If that's the car that you want, you can make it happen.
Yeah.
And it's not just about cars, because to me, like, cars really don't even matter anymore.
That's kind of what not that they don't matter, but yeah, I know that's what I was trying to say that I kind of said earlier, but there's bigger stuff than just cars.
Yeah, but they're goals at the end of the day. It doesn't matter what it is. Just think about any sports, basketball, skateboarding, football, whatever. Like, at the end of the day, you're not really accomplishing much. You're accomplishing your goal. And in your specific lane, the goal may be, to be in the NFL or to be famous or whatever.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you could catch a football, that's cool. That only matters to people who care about catching footballs, right? Because your car goals don't matter to somebody that plays football.
Yeah.
Somebody that's in high school right now and their goal is to be in the NFL. Your goal of having a better car doesn't matter. But that doesn't mean that your goal is smaller than their goal is.
Definitely.
So the goal could be whatever the fuck you want it to be. My goal is to own a Lamborghini. I have a Lamborghini right now, but I just don't feel like it's the right time to have it right now, because I don't feel like I can just go and blow the money on a Lambo. Okay, there's other things that I have to worry about.
Yeah.
But it's in the journey. It's not in the destination, because I know once I get that Lambo, I'm going to feel the same way that I do about the M8. It's going to feel the same exact way. Just maybe, it's just a little cooler,
Yeah.
Getting a little more attention, but then you have to see, like, who's the attention from? Do you even care about the attention? Do you want people just to look at you as, like, you have money or whatever? But it's in my mind that this is a trophy to me, that I've reached this point in my life where I can afford this, I can have this is my daily, and I'm not struggling on the back end.
Yeah.
Everything else is good. House is good. Family's good. Cars are good. Business is good. Everything is good. So it's in the journey, bro. People really don't understand it. They see things in the end goal and like, I can't wait till I get that. I can't wait. It's not about that. It's about going from the Civic to the FRS. It's about the journey all in the between. It's about like finding the wheels and, oh man, I fucking picked up these wheels. Those small little goals that you get. That's what it's all about. Yeah, man, you totally get it, dude. And you're gonna succeed. I've always told you this. You're gonna succeed in life, whatever it is. And yeah, bro. Fucking wish you the best, man.
Thank you, Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life is gonna be awesome for you, dude. And how old are you?
20. I should be 21 in September.
Listen to that, guys. It's not even 21. So I hope a lot of you guys really feel lazy right now. And that's the point of these conversations. It's not to say that I'm better, Alex is better than you, but this is where we direct to put our attention, and this is what comes out of it.
Well, we actually, I think I might have told this on the podcast before. when I was in high school, there was a dude on Instagram who had a wide body FRS, whatever, and he said he was 19. We're like, bro, I'm like 17 or whatever. I'm like, how on earth can he afford a wide bodied FRS at 19? There's no way, you know? And then short, like, I could have wide bodied my FRS in a day, you know, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
And then now I see that it's not that hard, you know? But back then it was like, there's no way you could afford that.
Yeah.
But it's like, I definitely could have done it, you know? And I did it for the most part. I had a modded out FRS, you know?
If you would have known this mentality you have now when you were 16, you would have had that car at 18.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
And
I think I did have it at 18.
Yeah.
But anyway.
That's the mentality that you have to have. And even with Christian, I'm trying to instill that in him.
Yeah.
He wants to get a PC for gaming because it's faster.
Yeah.
Like, look, no, I'm not going to buy you a PC, dude. You have to earn this. You come to the shop, pay you $10 an hour. You do whatever you need to do, come work, and then, you know, whatever we need him to do.
Yeah.
Because, like how I explained it before, the shop is a list of tasks that we have to do. It doesn't matter who the fuck does the task.
Yeah.
The tasks need to get done. So you come over here, you tell me when you have time, call me up, I'll go pick you up, you come here, you'll work. You know, one day maybe you'll make $20, the next day $30. Yesterday he told us he wants to start doing chores. Okay, cool, we'll have chores. I want to put this in his mind, like, you want this PC? It's $500. You have to do what you have to do to get this $500.
Yeah.
And if to get the $500 is to work however many hours or 50 hours or whatever it is, okay, break that down. Just keep going smaller and smaller. In this day, I could work 4 hours. The next day, I could work 2 hours or whatever it is. I'm going to do these chores. If I do my chores all week, I'm going to get $50. Dude, you'll have that PC in no time. And once you understand that, then you apply that to everything else that you ever want. Not even possessions, just whatever you want to do. You know, travel, whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, David actually did the same thing. He wanted a PC because he was playing on my Xbox. He's like, oh, I want the faster computer or whatever. So he worked with my dad for like, I might have been two summers. It took him over a year to get this computer. But he finally saved up enough and he was able to buy it. And then now he's still working with my dad, and he was like, "Oh, now I just got money, you know."
Yeah.
And it's like he has. I think he's starting to see the same kind of mentality that you're trying to get Christian to see.
Yeah.
Which is cool because he's like, "Oh, it's like I have the car." And he's like, he doesn't even try to work all the time, but he's like, "Oh, he sees it." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is cool.
When you get to that point where you understand the value of your time, that hit me very young. When I was able to start working, I was fucking working because I knew. Okay, these hours after school from, 3 to 10, whenever my bedtime is.
Yeah.
All I have to do, all my only obligations is to do my homework.
Yeah.
I didn't really have chores or anything like that. I just had to do my homework. So what am I going to do with the rest of this 5-6 hours? Am I going to fuck around? Am I going to play video games? Or am I going to go work and make money? Yep. And you change your mentality, bro. You can get anything. The mentality that I have right now, I don't look at anybody minus people with like, athletic ability or whatever. I don't look at anybody and think that I can't be in that same position.
Yeah.
The way that I look, even Joe Rogan, Joe Rogan's a podcasting god. I don't look at him and think I'll never be in that position. I think as this dude's been doing this for 10 plus years and putting out 4 to 5 episodes a day or a week.
Yeah.
With like the most craziest guest ever. If I want to get to that point, I have to put in the work. And it's whatever you see, anything you see, all you have to do is put in the work and you'll make it happen.
Yep.
Dude, awesome convo, bro.
Yeah.
I love having you on, and I love having you at the shop, bro.
Yeah, I like being here.
Even when you do leave, I really want you to still be part of the team.
Yeah.
Helping out with social. You understand what we have to do. You understand it all. You're going to do awesome, man.
Thank you. Did we get through our whole list?
Yeah, we touched on a lot. We definitely did. One thing I did want to touch on is your weekly meet.
Yeah.
Thursday meet. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I think I talked about it the last time I was on. But yeah, I started the meet last December, and then we had to pause while COVID was going on, but we're back up and running. So we meet every Thursday in the Ventura. It's usually in Ventura. Sometimes we go to Camarillo, Oxnard area. But yeah, it's Thursday 7 to 9. And I post the location on on the Instagram story the day of, just so it's not all out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We move it around every week, but it's cool. I got stickers made.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So last night I had the second version out, and I just made like 50 of them, see if anybody really wanted them. I think I sold like 30 or 35 or something.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. Are you gonna keep this going when you move down to San Diego?
I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet, because obviously people here, like, they're not gonna all go to, you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense to have them go to San Diego or whatever. But I'm trying to find somebody right now who I like and talk to and comes to most of them. That might be able to like take over the page or help me with the page, and
Gotcha.
maybe I could do something in San Diego while they're doing it up here or something.
Dude, yeah, the meat's dope, man. It's dope, and it's very responsible. I like how you do it.
Yeah.
And I like the wear a mask, no revving and things like that. It's very respectable meat.
Yeah. Well, I was saying it was super weird because when COVID first, like when it was like, all right, maybe we could start having meets again. You know, everyone started kind of going back outside. I said, you got to wear a mask. Like, it wasn't really the norm yet. It wasn't like you didn't have to wear one to get into stores or whatever. But I'm like, look, if we're going to do a car meet, which was at that like a month or 2 months ago, it was like, you don't really want to like meet with 10 people outside yet. You know what I mean? Even though it's like, you probably could have, but whatever. Like, if we're going to have a car meet, you got to wear a mask. You know, like, that's the least you can do to like have the cops not be honest and like, you know
exactly,
what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want to wear a mask, you know, but at least wear one to the meet so we can have a meet, you know, better than not having a meet at all, you know?
Yeah.
So I put it out. I was like, wear a mask, you know, and like nobody wore one. You know, I was like, me and like 4 other people out of like the 50 people that were there would wear a mask. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And every week I post like, in bigger and bolder text, wear a mask. Come on, guys. And then for like a month or at least, no one wore a mask. Like, very few people did. I know it kind of sucked. You know, it's like, all right, cool that you don't rev, but it's like, what if, like, you know what I mean? It's like, you're not trying to respect the rules of the meet. And like, it's like, even if you don't think it's going to happen, what if somebody wants to come out who's super scared of it, you know?
That plus, you know, that having a meet is not really looked at great by the police.
Oh, yeah, you're already like kind of pushing it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, let's have this giant gathering of people. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, all right, you're already pushing the envelope. Let's at least wear the mask just to like cover all the bases here, you know?
Yeah.
But I just noticed it's kind of weird because once masks started becoming more of like normal, not that it's good or bad, but like you have to wear them to get into stores, this and that. Now I think almost everybody wears a mask.
Yeah.
Which is cool because like I said, it's less heat on us.
Yeah, definitely.
But I just thought it was kind of weird. There's been like a shift recently where like it's become more normal. Like we were talking about that earlier, how it's like not good or bad, but it's like you got to be careful with stuff becoming normal.
You got to be careful with what's normalized, man, especially you know, a lot of stuff going on in society such as racism, you know. The racism goes both ways, you know, and it's crazy that you see the pendulum go the other way and people are excited about it. But as much as, you know, all black people aren't bad, all cops aren't bad, all white people aren't bad, all Mexican people aren't bad, you know, there's bad people in everything. So it's when things get normalized like that, especially in the media, it's a very weird thing, man. I even saw yesterday, they're doing, I don't know what the fuck's going on in Portland, but Portland is fucking insane. They passed by this old man's house and he just has a flag outside and he's just standing outside watching it, and everybody just starts flipping him off and shit like that. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, the country is in turmoil right now, but like this country wouldn't be here if things didn't happen in the past. You know, we're trying to change the future and we're trying to change, you know, the way that society is and the way the society thinks. But like that old man doesn't have anything to do with anything going on, and him having a flag, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, even to me, like when the Star Spangled Banner comes on, I don't give a fuck about, you know, what this sentence meant or what happened then or whatever. What this means to me, what, you know, the country means to me is like freedom. Yeah. And I understand that because I've been to other countries. I understand how things are, and I think that us as a society, we're just so like, we're just so free to do anything that we're free to shit on whatever.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like shitting on the flag and shitting on this old man and like shitting on like the Star Spangled Banner, like this stuff means certain things to other people, and it doesn't mean like racism or you know, when you say like that you support the cops, that doesn't mean that you're not supporting other people. It's just like I want people to understand that all these things that happen, it's a certain type of person that is happening, and that type of person can be any race, any occupation, anything.
Yep.
You know, and the most that we could all do is just try to love each other and change. You know, the biggest way to change is to change inside, and then you start affecting the people around you. You know, and I don't know why I got into that, but it's just seen so much fucking negativity out there, dude. And I want this podcast to be like the positive that people have throughout their day, whether it's to give them a different way of looking at things, give them some motivation for their life, or just to help them escape from all the fucking craziness that's going on. Just because the world's insane doesn't mean your world has to be insane.
Yeah.
And that's like my internal battle that I'm dealing with all the time. You know, I'm trying to step away from, you know, pointing out things on social media or, you know, talking about Pizzagate or anything like that, because although all that stuff is true and it is important to talk about, you're giving too much to some people that might not be ready for that, you know? So, I don't know, man. Just want to stay positive, dude. I want to stay positive, and I want to just fuck, life is fucking crazy sometimes, right? Dude. Yeah, when you just like feed so much into it, dude. I feel like I've been feeding a lot into it lately, and it hasn't been good. You know, it's not bringing anything. You're just causing like division that really doesn't need to be in there, dude. Yeah. Everybody that's in my circle, in my community, the only reason we're all connected together is because of, you know, a shared passion that we have. And this passion that we do have, you know, doesn't have anything to do with politics. It doesn't have anything to do with race or religion or sexual orientation or anything like that. This is the love for this, and I want to get back into that because I felt like I was drifting away, and I was focusing more on like the world's problems. And you get to that point where you understand, like, no matter how I feel, this isn't gonna change anything.
Yep.
Only thing that I could do is change the perception around me and the people around me. And I don't want to. I've kind of focused a little more on doing that with like negative things, like pointing out this about, you know, Bill Clinton or whatever. But at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what he does. If he goes to jail for the rest of his life, that's not going to change my life. That's not going to change the quality of my life at all. And it's one of those things that you do when you self-reflect. You know, how am I coming off? What is this message that I'm giving off? How is this being received to other people? You know, maybe on social media, people think that I'm like some crazy right-winger or something like that. But at the end of the day, I could give a fuck less whoever's in charge, because I'm in charge.
Yeah.
I'm in charge of my life. And whether all my rights get taken away, if this world goes to shit, I'm still going to be good, because I'm going to be at the top of the shit, you know, because of the mentality that I'm trying to build.
Yeah.
So, I just wanted to put that out there, dude, because I know that sometimes my conspiracy brain gets away and it could look a certain way, but that shit's no good, man. It just feeds to the negativity, man. And I want to get back to bringing more positive, 'cause life is good, man.
Yep.
You know, I can't complain about life at all. I can't complain about how things are, dude. I have a beautiful family, you know, beautiful wife, beautiful son, great friends, you know, around me. And it's just one of those things, like back to RC, you know, you never know what you have until you see somebody that doesn't have this. And whether it's weather coming from Phoenix to Oxnard, or just looking at things, like the life that we have is amazing, dude. And there's no reason to even complain about it, you know. And I want to tell everybody out there that I appreciate you guys just for listening to this, because you're part of the journey that I'm trying to create, you know. And it's just life is good, bro. Life is definitely good.
It definitely is.
And life is actually going to get a lot better in a few months when Raising Cane's opens up about 3 exits away.
My mom was just there the other day, and she's like, yeah, because I don't know if they've confirmed it.
It's confirmed now.
But now it is, because she's like, drove by and there's a sign on the fence that says Raising Cane's. I'm like, bro, let's go.
Shift managers, looking for shift managers, so they're getting ready, dude.
Hey, I'm going to go quit and work there, actually. So
please do.
Like, let me get some free Cane's while you're at it.
Discount. Shout out to Cane's, man. I'm super excited for that. Just super excited for life, bro. 2020 has been a struggle for a lot of people.
Well, what's I think it's kind of real quick. Everyone's like, oh, 2021 is going to be cooler. But it's like, if you don't change anything now,
exactly,
2021 is going to be the same as this. Like, there's still no cure for COVID. Like, everyone's still just as scared, whatever. It's like,
it's your mentality, bro. You change your mentality, the world changes.
Yeah.
Everything fucking changes,
yeah.
dude. And, dude, it took me a long time to realize that, when you change your mentality, your world actually changes.
Yeah.
You change your mentality, you start evaluating everything that you do, the people that you have in your life, the negativity that you have. You start wondering, like, why do I have this friend around that's negative? Why do I watch this show? Even me, why am I trying to find out who all these child molesters are to make to make me more angry about everything?
Yeah.
I understand that stuff exists, but it's not really having a negative effect on my life without me adding it to my life.
Yeah.
So once you start evaluating life, then you understand that, hey, 2020 is not that bad, dude. Bad shit happens all the time. And just because it's happening to you at this very moment, I mean, it is unfortunate, but bad shit happens to people all the time.
Yep. Yeah. Stuff worse than COVID happens to people all the time.
Yeah, dude. And you just have to appreciate everything you have, whether, it's just your family and your friends, or the weather, or it's just not raining all the time like it is in Portland.
Yeah.
That's probably why they're fucking going nuts, right?
Yeah,
right. Shout out to Portland, though. I love Portland, man. But, Alex, dude, it was awesome to sit here and talk with you, man. We really don't get a much chance to talk and bullshit because we always have things to do.
Yeah, right.
But I love talking to you, brother, and I look forward to your future. But
yes,
definitely we'll have you on before your exit.
Yeah,
and then we'll have a party.
Yeah, right.
Hell yeah.
Right. Well, I know. We still need to go out to dinner?
I know.
We finished all the COVID orders. We're like, all right, we got to get something.
Let's set it up for next week.
Yeah,
an official day.
Yeah.
Me, you, and RC will go out to dinner.
Yeah.
And life is good, bro.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that, man.
And then before we get off, I was trying to think before we got in here. I'm like, I'll text all my friends, tell them to watch this.
Yeah.
But I got to say something right now to make sure they actually watched it. So what can I have them? I got to have, like, text me something if you watched it. You know what I mean?
Oh, gotcha.
So, like, I know if they listen to it or not.
Yeah.
What are we going to say? I got to say something.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah. Your top podcast. Because that is always changing.
Yeah, right.
Your lineup seems like it's changing.
Right. Dude, I actually just found a new one because I was on TikTok the other day.
There you go.
There's one called Bad Friends.
Bad Friends.
Do you know who's in it? It's
no.
Anthony somebody and Bobby Lee. There's two comedians.
It's just two of them, or is there more people?
I think it's just two of them. The ones that I've heard are just two of them.
Gotcha, because I've seen a podcast with Bobby Lee, and it's some girl and some other dude. I think
he has a couple.
Gotcha, okay.
But the one I listen to anyway. But probably right now is Two Bears, One Cave with Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer. Even though Bert's laughing, you don't like it. It's really weird. Yeah.
I like Bert.
It's a funny podcast. They're getting in the swing of things.
Bad Friends. That's it.
Bad Friends.
And if you didn't listen to this podcast, you're a bad friend.
Right? That's basically how they end it. So we're like, we just end it right now? But
hell yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right, dude, before we get out of here, where can people find you at?
Alex from In and Out on Instagram. And that's pretty much all I use is just Instagram. And then Thursday Meet on Instagram.
There we go.
If you want to go to car meets around here.
Sweet.
And that's it.
All right, cool, man. And huge shout out to our sponsors, Heel Toe Automotive, been around since 2002, supplying you guys with your Honda parts. If you listen to the commercial, you know how to get hooked up with Heel Toe, so make sure you check them out at Instagram at Heel Toe Automotive, or on the World Wide Web. I'm gonna bring that back. World Wide Web, yeah, yeah, I love it. World Wide Web, http:// HeelToeAuto.com, and our newest sponsor, Rywire Motorsport Electronics. Dude, I'm so excited to have Rywire as a sponsor, man. You know, I've looked up to Ryan ever since I've been in the Honda community, man, since like 06, and for him to be able to sponsor the podcast and to believe in our dream that we have here is amazing, man. And I value his friendship a lot, and I'm excited for this, man. There's no other brand that I look up to more than Rywire in his perspective field and what he's been able to accomplish. And I'm excited where this is going to go. So make sure you guys check out Rywire at rywire.com or on Instagram. Just search Rywire. His Instagram name is way too long, but it's Rywire _motorsport _electronics. And make sure you guys check him out on YouTube as well. You can check out the EV S2000 that they're building.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
Dude, that's going to be lit, bro. And it's going to be super fast, too.
Yeah, right?
So hopefully he lets me drive it. But I think that's in the contract that we wrote. I have to drive the S2000. But thank you guys for listening. Please, if you have any feedback, send it over to us. That's on Instagram, or you can text the number once again, 818-403-3473. If this podcast was shit, if you love it, please tell me both. We need this feedback, so please text us. And once again, this is Downtime with Downstar, episode 194, and we're out. Peace.
Yeah.